Hey guys, how's it going? I just thought I would give a little update video. I am a little bit sorry on how recordings have gone. I think my last video was when the Kings played the Edmonton Oilers, and I know that that was a while ago. I've been dealing a lot. If you don't know, I'm a senior in college, and so I've been making sure to get all of my T's, crossing my T's, dotting my I's, and making sure to get every little piece of work done so that I can graduate with a bachelor's, which I'm thankfully going to. So I'm pretty excited about that one coming up in May. But I thought I would hop on and just give a quick little update. It's been a while since I've talked about the Kings, and I think with it coming to the end of 2022, we're getting to halfway through the season. We're about to reach All-Star break. All-Star break will be coming up soon, and all of those things just they're going to lead to, we're getting some big dates coming up here in the NHL calendar. So I thought I would just not have to go through one game and just miss out on everything. I thought I would kind of just give my thoughts, a little 2022 update on the LA Kings and where they're at. And I'm not confident right now. I think before we touch on the negative points, which I know people want to hear about, I think we got to go over some positives. Kevin Fiala, who we acquired in a trade in the offseason this year, we traded him, got him from Minnesota. Minnesota couldn't sign Fiala. They needed to free up cap space. They needed to free up contract space so that they could be able to sign Kaprizov, which I have a person who is a Minnesota Wild fan who watches my videos, so he knows exactly how important it is to sign Kaprizov and get him the money he deserves. So, still, we will gladly take it. Fiala was a great addition. Everybody was telling us that this is just going to make this Kings team better, and it did. Fiala's doing great. He right now leads the team in points with 23. He has the most assists on the team. He has 9 goals, which is, I believe, fourth place. That's really good. Kevin Fiala is a difference maker on this team. He's out there, he's helping out. He really helps out this team, and he has been a great addition. Great slotting in. He is doing the thing we needed him to do when we signed him, when we traded for him. And that was to be in the team, be in top of points, be in top of assists, be in top of goals, and start making productions be a difference. And he is. And I think it's really great for us. I'm glad to have Fiala on our side, and I really hope that Fiala keeps going. I really want to see him even get better once we get past All Star break. I want to see him keep on progressing, and I hope that everybody else on the Kings team have kind of felt good gelled around him. Another person I want to give praise to, Gabe Vilardi. Gabe Vilardi, when Gabe Vilardi was just starting off his hot streak, like just starting to score goals, starting to get all of these amazing games. I found some like old videos of people hoping Gabe Vilardi does well, talking about his time in juniors and OHL and how he was like this prospect to be. He got injured a couple of years, had to spend more time in the AHL than they wanted him to. Gabe Vilardi leads the team in goals right now with 13. That's really good. And like it may not sound like a big number because of how many games are played, because goals are pretty spread out amongst this team, but like Gabe Vilardi was not leading the team in goals before. Gabe Vilardi was probably putting up like his season, I believe his season high before was, I think, 21 or like 22 is how much he scored in a season. He right now has 13, and we haven't even reached halfway. That's really good. I I am really happy that whatever is working for Velarde this season is working really well. I hope he keeps putting on the pressure. I hope he keeps putting on the goals. I hope he keeps on playing his heart out because I want to see that. He's our young guy. He's our guy who's supposed to be this new Kings roster, and I want to see him keep on playing well. I love him for that. So please, Velarde, I shouldn't be talking like you're watching this. You're not. Velarde, keep playing well. I love when you play well. Keep it up, my friend. Another thing I want to say, and this might come as a shock because I know some of my closest friends know that I don't talk highly of this player and I don't say the best things. I kind of go with like the general like NHL audience who don't watch the Kings too much and they just see the Kings play when they play these dominant teams like Toronto and Tampa Bay and stuff like that. But I got to give props where props is due. Anze Kopitar is currently second in the team in goals and assists. Thank you. Thank you for not being worse with age. Thank you for still going hard. It's obviously not his prime when he was playing in those cup runs. Obviously, he's not scoring as many goals as he did then. When he was at that time, he was our goal leader and our assist leader. So obviously, he's not doing that. But the fact that at this time, with how long ago those cup runs were, we're already at 2022. It's been 10 years since the 2012 Cup, and it's 8 years. We're about to, once we get into 2023, make that 11 and 9. That's a pretty long time since those cup runs where people were calling Anze Kopitar one of the best centers in the game. So thank you for still sticking with us. Thank you for still putting your heart out. Thank you for playing your freaking heart out on the ice every single night. Trust me, you are an amazing person. I cannot wait. And I will be heartbroken when that day comes that you finally have to hang up your skates. But don't worry, I will most likely see your number of the rafters. If Brown's number's in the rafters, your number also deserves to be in the rafters. The date I am making the recording of this video is on December 15th, 2022. At this current time of this recording, at 10:06 Mountain Standard Time, the Kings are currently sitting in third place as they are tied in points with the Kraken. However, Kraken went out in a tiebreaker as they have one more win than us. We are currently sitting in third place in the Pacific Division. The Edmonton Oilers are in fourth place with just 1 point. So if the Oilers win the game, the Kings lose the game, that'll quickly swap. And then Calgary is sitting in fifth with 32 points, which is 3 points behind us. Currently, we're obviously still in playoff contention. Everybody said that it was going to be Edmonton and Calgary as the 1-2 slot. So the scenes have definitely shifted, especially Kraken. Everybody said Kraken was going to be the bottom 3. Kraken are number 2. So obviously, preseason predictions, none of them are right, which is fine. Preseason predictions are not right. They're not meant to be right. So the preseason predictions were not right at this point. However, it's not a big deal. But that's currently where the Kings sit, is in third place, which everybody said that some people said that they were going to be, some people said they're going to be a wild card team. But third place in the Pacific Division with a goal differential of -12, which is not the best. I don't like to be at -12. Both goal fors and goals against are at triple digits now. Both are eclipsed 100. The Kings are above 500 though, which is really good. Which I would hope if you're in third place you are at a record of 15, 12, and 5. So yeah, we're up, but it's not comfortably up. We are still very much on the edge and definitely looking over to see who's gonna snipe us. I think the biggest problem area, though, that needs to be addressed, and it's the problem area that every single Kings fan has been addressing because it's been the biggest talk of the town. Jonathan Quick, who is currently our starter, has led us to multiple Stanley Cups in 2014 and 2012. At that time of those Stanley Cup runs, he was heralded as one of the best goaltenders of our time. Is currently in dead last amongst starters and rotational goalies in the NHL in save percentage. He currently sits right now in save percentage at an .882 with 3.55 goals against. That's not good. That's not good. Having to have over 3 goals be that average of what a team is able to get out of you is not awesome, especially when you're trying to claw yourself out of it. Because the thing about that is that, like, your goaltender is your last line of defense. If your goalie is letting in that many pucks, then that means that the team has to fight even harder to just come back and do well in the game. If your goalie's letting in 3 goals, that's a lot for you to get, especially against other goalies. Other goalies have goal averages of 2 or 1. That's hard to get. Your goalie has to be dominant, and he has to be able to be helped out and make it a close game. Because it can be a close game if it's 17 goals between two teams, which, yes, I missed out on that one. I didn't talk about that one. You just can't let in that many goals. It just can't happen like that. I think the best description of just goaltending letting us down overall was our last game at this recording when we played against the Buffalo Sabres. We lost that game 5-0. And the Buffalo Sabres scored 5 goals in one period. And that was the third period. They scored 5 goals in the third period after it was 0-0 for 2 consecutive periods. The first period and the second period, it was 0-0. They get to the third period, it's 5-0 as the final score. How do you collapse like that in one period? How do you collapse like that in one period? I mean, McClellan has said himself that the team is having to support the goalie at this point. The team is trying to score more goals than they're supposed to just to catch up with the goalie and help him out and give him some breathing room so he doesn't feel like we're at these gigantic leads and get these gigantic deficits. And that's just not right. You can't be having it like that. You cannot have it like that. Quick is not doing well whatsoever, and it really hurts the team. And you can see that from our results. The team is hurt when Quick isn't playing right. I will say this. I wouldn't be as worried about how the goaltending situation is looking if we weren't having as much drama as we are right now. If you did not know, the RGM, Rob Blake, noticed that Cal Petersen, which was Quick's backup before, that he was struggling, not having a good time in between the pipes. And so he decided to put Cal Petersen, Quick's backup, on waivers, basically telling teams, hey, if you want Petersen, we don't want him anymore. Come pick him up. You would have to take his contract, but you wouldn't have to do a trade or anything. Technically, basically, you can call it a temporary free agent because, like, if he doesn't get picked up, they could take him back. Obviously, nobody picked up Petersen because his contract is $5 million a year for a subpar backup goalie. Nobody wants him. Rob Blake claimed him back and sent him down to the minors. Drama. Drama, 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 drama. That move from Blake just baffled me. Just putting him on waivers like that and just trying to get the first bidder. That baffled me, the fact that Blake did that. And I mean, he isn't wrong though. Petersen was not doing great. He was having the same bad record as Quick was, which was definitely hurting our team and making us have one of the worst goaltending tandems in the NHL. So it needed to happen. I heard Petersen has been doing a lot better. He had a good start for his first game. I hope Petersen does have some time to develop. I want to see where he's at Ontario come All-Star break. And yeah, I wouldn't be this worried about goaltending if it was any other year. Because like the past years, like we were talking about Petersen being Quick's replacement. We said Quick is going to retire here soon. So Cal Petersen needs to step up because he's going to be the starter here when Quick leaves. And now people are not even trusting Petersen enough. And that worries me. I know that Quick has been our starter for a while. We didn't have to worry about a goaltending for a long time, but when are you going to find another good goaltender if that's the case? Who is the next person to step up? Because goaltending is not getting great right now, and it's not going to get better overnight. I think the final and definitely a huge problem is identity. And identity is really, really hurting us because we're not having that transfer that I want. I want us to have a transfer. I want it to go from our veterans teaching the rookies and the rookies taking over. Because that's what we need to be. These veterans aren't going to last any longer. Doughty will retire. Kopitar will retire. Quick will retire. We need to have this transfer, and we're not transferring. And our identity is hurting us. we were really strong going into that playoff round with Edmonton last year. This year. It was this year. It was early back in March. We were so strong going into that playoff year against Edmonton. That season we were really strong. Kopitar was playing his best hockey. Doughty was playing his best hockey, in which they still are. They are. I just don't see a cohesive team. It really does flip-flop what type of hockey they play against who, because it is completely different every single game what happens. Because we'll have pretty close games. You know, we'll go to overtime against the Blue Jackets. We'll beat the Canadiens. We'll beat the Sens. You know, we'll have these close games. We'll go to overtime against the Kraken. Close games. And then 6-0 to the Sabres. 5-0 to the Leafs. 4-2 to the Hurricanes. Like, there's just no. It's not consistent. It's not consistent. The team isn't consistent. I really don't know what Kings team I'm getting when I watch them on a daily basis. I don't know. I can't tell which team I'm getting. Am I getting our dominant team that took Edmonton, that took Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and an aging Mike Smith to Game 7? Or am I getting this out of playoff, big gigantic question mark after their 2014 Cup run team? Which one am I getting? I don't know. I don't know, and it hurts. It really hurts. I know people don't watch many of these videos because I know Kings fans are not as passionate as I am, but I am. I want to see this team succeed. I know it's not like the Leafs, or it's nothing like the Red Wings, or it's nothing like the Penguins, or it's nothing like the Capitals, where you have these fans who are so diehard and so committed that everybody wants to know what they're doing next. I know it's not like that. I know the Kings had 2 runs. They were heavily underrated in those runs, and they did really well. And when they did well, every single celebrity came out and showed their face at a game. I just want to see consistency. That's all I ask for. I want to see consistency in this team. Consistently play well. Consistently play the type of hockey you want to play. And if you don't know what that is, Todd, that's why we hired you. To show them your style of hockey. You guys gotta play your style of hockey. Because you're too inconsistent to be trying all of these things. So, that would be my number one critique and the thing that needs to be fixed first. Figure out your style of hockey and stick to it. Because it's not going great right now and it needs to be fixed. So, I'm making this video as a kind of a recap. We will see how they do in these last few games. I'm actually going to be attending when they play here in Arizona on December 23rd. If you would like a vlog, please let me know. It's not going to be great, but you can at least see inside, see me at a Kings game, and just let me know if you guys want that. So, thank you all for watching. Have a happy holidays. See you in 2020.